We got the Xbox Series X and we got the PlayStation 5 Slim. Which one should you buy in 2024? Let's talk about it. So, things I love about both consoles is that they play extremely great games. They've got great graphics. We've got so many great things, brand new ray tracing, fast load times, but each console does things slightly differently. So with the Xbox Series X, almost full backwards compatibility with its previous consoles. With PlayStation, we don't really have that much backwards compatibility. We do have some with the PlayStation Plus membership, but the Game Pass is pretty unbeatable at this moment in time. We also have day one editions of games in the Game Pass, which is pretty good, and all of its exclusives, such as Forza Motorsport, Starfield, Halo Infinite, more games like that are available on the Game Pass. Day one, just out there, and you don't have to go and buy it. With the PlayStation, it's a more expensive console overall because you're having to go out and buy all these games like Spider-Man 2 for an extra $100 and so, and it's not really included in any membership. So definitely Xbox has some great features such as that. Fast load times as well. PlayStation does have really great load times, but it doesn't have that feature where you can just move from game to game, reload it from where you last were. It's such a useful feature that I wish was with the PlayStation, but Xbox has definitely nailed that. In terms of its Pro Controller range, we've got the Elite Series 2 with the Xbox as well, which is something I really love too. Just in terms of general gameplay as well though, with the Xbox, I'm noticing a lot of updates. Every single time I load up the Xbox, I have to wait for a brand new update to arrive. And then you have to download it, install it every single time. And then I can't play my games. I have to wait for the update for all the games I actually want to play. If I just want to play Forza Motorsport, after a couple of weeks of not really playing it, I have to wait for another 1 gigabyte update. And it's consistent every single time, so it does sort of ruin that user experience for me a little bit, because like I just want to load it up and play some games. Things I do love is of course that Game Pass. Like that selection of games is fantastic, and I always go back to it, and I'm always downloading like new games, and I'm always like, oh, let's try out like Atomic Heart, and it turned out to be an amazing game. Let's try out Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Also with previous generation games with the Xbox, they've actually updated some of these graphics to match the 4K gameplay at 120 frames per second. So games like the last generation of Forza, for example, like Forza 4, has an updated graphics pack to be able to play better on the Xbox Series X. So it's definitely a major plus if you like previous generation games. Cyberpunk 2077 now is a great game, and you can get that on the Xbox Series X and the Phantom Liberty expansion as well, and that'll be great. You can get The Witcher 3 with brand new graphics as well, and there's other great games such as these exclusives, and they've always updated that Game Pass selection. Sometimes they've let the ball drop a little bit with the Game Pass selection. Generally, it's been pretty good. Like, I've actually enjoyed some of the games that they've got on there, and I've kept it in my system, and I've enjoyed it. You know, every time I log on with the Xbox, I always go to Elden Ring, and it was the first console where I downloaded Elden Ring, and I've sort of got that save file that I always go to. There's definitely still great features about the Xbox that I genuinely do love, but do I think like it's the number one console to get in 2024? I still think the PlayStation is. The reasons why are because just the gaming exclusives that we get with the PlayStation are a lot more valuable because of the gameplay experience itself. So games like Ghost of Tsushima have been absolutely amazing. You know, God of War Ragnarok, like it's been amazing. Spider-Man 2 is just incredible. The list goes on with its games, and I really do think that the PlayStation's more valuable now because of its accessory range that it's still bringing out. It's still bringing out updates, and the Xbox isn't bringing out as many updates in terms of features, such as like a VR headset for the Xbox. Like it's falling behind. Even we've got a Slim console for the PlayStation 5, and I don't know if Xbox is going to release a new console anytime soon. Maybe it's a secret project, but I don't think so. I don't know if they're going to bring out like another console because we've already received the Xbox Series S, Do they need to renew it and bring out a brand new console? I'm not too sure. Like, we've already got a solid disc edition, that's a decent size, and we've got the digital edition, which is really cheap and really great value. But with the PlayStation now, we've got the slimmer version where it's more updated. Its look isn't as great as the Xbox. I definitely like the matte black finish that's happening with the Xbox though. But you know, with the brand new PlayStation, we're allowed to fit it into smaller spaces now, which has been a great feature about it. And just general gameplay, honestly, like, it's really fun. I definitely load up my PlayStation more than my Xbox these days because it's sort of my go-to console, and I don't really use Plus memberships that much, to be fair, because I like getting the discs for games. But on the Xbox, I always do the digital downloads. I just leave a game on overnight and then just download it, and then I'll wait till the next morning to be able to play it. But once again, it's these like updates that are consistent that sort of ruins that experience, because I download it and then I have to wait longer because some of these updates are like 100 gigabytes. And unfortunately, I live in Australia and we have very slow internet, so it kind of ruins that experience for me as a user. I give it to like PlayStation for really being up to date with a lot of things. They just keep releasing brand new stuff, which I really enjoy. I think in 2024, like, the prices of these game consoles are really high still, so you're still paying like $750, and depends what you want to do. Like, for me, actually, Forza Motorsport, it's the best Xbox game that I feel like is worthwhile for the Xbox at the moment in terms of its exclusives. Starfield's been okay, and there's a few other games that I would get for the Xbox. I feel like it's still worth getting the disc editions of games. You don't have to rely on the PlayStation Plus membership to get all these awesome games, but I do love that I can stick in a Xbox 360 game, download it, and start playing it, and I feel like that's such a great feature. And I love that there's the fast load times between each console and stuff like that, but I don't mind waiting an extra 30 seconds for the gameplay experience, because the PlayStation, it does such a great job anyway. And with Spider-Man 2, we see really fast load times with location to location just jumping in between. There's so many great features about both consoles. I really like the PlayStation selections of games a little bit more, like I previously talked about, but there's also cross-generational games, so stuff like Red Dead Redemption 2 I can play on both consoles, and I've been playing it a little bit more on the Xbox Series X. Elden Ring I've been playing more on the Xbox Series X once again. Games like the exclusives on the PlayStation I've been playing a little bit more than any of those games sort of overall. So for me, I would say like the best console for you is what you would want to play. So do you want to play Forza? Do you want to play Halo? If you just want to play cross-compatible games and you want stuff like a Game Pass where you can download a wide selection of games and not really have to worry about, ooh, is there limited factors in terms of my membership? Definitely the Game Pass is there for you. Like, there's so many games to be able to play, and it's kind of like the Netflix of gaming. It's really good. But for me, like, I like the PlayStation selection, like games like Ghost of Tsushima, for example. We've got Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, Returnal, the Spider-Man series, God of War, The Last of Us. The list sort of goes on. I try to be as unbiased as possible with these sorts of videos, because I know you guys are going to be like, oh, he is biased, but honestly, I'm not really biased, because honestly, I have both consoles and I still play them. So I hope this video helps you with your selection of what you want to play. At the end of the day, it's kind of like, what games do you want to play? I think gaming, at the end of the day, it comes down to like what games you want to play on both consoles. So that really will steer your decision of what you want to do, and hopefully you make the right decision in 2024 for what you want to buy. So hopefully this video helps, and I'll see you guys next time.